Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's time for another Bayview review. Today we're going to be talking about Menopause. But before I get into my review, I wanted to take the time to thank Bayview for sending me this copy to review for you guys. They have an awesome company. I'm pretty sure they have something to fit every taste. I'm going to put the links to their official website, their YouTube channel, and their Facebook page in the description box below. And don't forget, if you have a Roku, just type in Bayview Films. Menopause is a 2021 film, which runs approximately 82 minutes and is written and directed by Joshua Nelson. Now, he was responsible for Trephilia, How Can I Help You, and Psychotherapy, another movie that I reviewed off of Bayview. This stars Kelly Fine as Ruth. She was in How Can I Help You, The Naked Truth, and some shorts and TV. Deborah Holtzman as Jane. She was in a bunch of shorts. And Laurie Treeman as Amelia. She was in Mending the Mind, How Can I Help You, and a bunch of shorts. This one is an interesting film. I'm going to give a kind of a brief synopsis because I don't want to give anything away in this one, because this movie kind of turns on its ear. And Menopause is just a, it's like a, just a very clever title for this, in my opinion. Okay. All over the world, women are not having their menstrual cycles, and it's driving them a little bit crazy. Meanwhile, a solar eclipse is happening as well, and the men are getting scared. That's all I can say about this movie. I don't want to give anything away. This movie is kind of an oddball for me. Before I tell you if I liked it or not, this movie almost seems like it would be better as a Broadway play. That's just kind of what I got from it. Now, what you're doing is you're meeting several different kinds of characters and couples. Let's see. One is named Ruth, and her sister comes to stay with her because she's a screw-up and she finds out she's pregnant. Another is a couple who are very loving, who men have always treated this woman bad, and she finally found the man of her dreams. Another one, the husband doesn't pay attention to the wife. It's basically examining couples and their relationships at first, because that's what most of them are, and then you have a group of women who are at a kind of like a halfway house or a shelter for abused women. And that's how this basically goes. That's why I said it would kind of almost work as a Broadway play, maybe a little bit better. Now, I'm going to be honest. Even though I enjoyed the acting, I enjoyed some of the characters, I wasn't really invested in this for a while. Then all of a sudden, the movie kind of turns on its ear, and it was almost like the second half of the film made up for the first half, if that makes any sense. And I actually ended up really liking this. I really didn't care for it much at first, but once this movie got going, I will say that it's a very clever idea. And the reason why I don't want to give anything away is because it's very clever. It's very interesting. It's very fun. I was laughing out loud through the second half of the movie. It's like a horror drama comedy, or a dramedy, if they want to call it that. It's a very different type of film. And that's why, okay, here's a perfect example. If you guys had ever seen When Harry Met Sally, you see the couples in the beginning telling how they met and they're talking to the camera. Well, this is kind of like that, only they're not talking to the camera. You get an insight on these couples' lives, and you're finding out all about them. You know, how the woman feels, how the man feels, and it's just basically examining couples from different relationships. Other than, of course, the halfway house for abused women. They basically sit and talk about, you know, how they've been abused and their partners and this, that, and the other thing. But like I said, once this movie turns itself on its ear, it is a lot of fun. Yeah. This is definitely one I recommend. I think they could have gone a little bit further with it, and it would have been that much better. Like, they could have cut out some of the beginning, the parts that I didn't particularly care for, but that's me. And it's just my personal taste. I see why they kept all that stuff in, because it does create a mood. It does kind of dictate how you're going to feel once this movie turns itself on its ear. I definitely recommend this. I think it's a fun movie. Thank you, Bayview, for sending this to me. I had a blast with it. I really did. And the second half of this film definitely made up for the first half. Even though it's one of those movies where, okay, I didn't particularly care for the first half. I love the second half. But now that I watched the entire thing, I like the first half, because now I understand what they were doing with the film, if that makes any sense. So definitely check this one out. Another special thank you to Bayview. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.